everybody. We've been invaded by Canada. Oh, no. This is Backer Pause. Chuck, the co-creator of the show, is actually with us tonight. So it's the special occasion. So we are going to roll out a brand new intro. Welcome to Backer Pause. What is Backer Pause? Our judges watch crowdfunding videos on air. When they lose interest in a video, for any reason, they hit pause and explain what caused them to experience backer pause. This is a fun way to teach creators about attention spans and what works and does not work for their videos. Videos featured from projects that are being advocated for on comicbookadvocates.com with permission. Want to be judged? Have a crowdfunding campaign you want to have on the show? Well, send us an email at comicsnewswire@yahoo.com, and that's comics, COMIX. So who wants to play? And because Chuck is here, warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, so everyone can see that Chuck is the one saying the mean things. We're back.
And that's why I'm against everything that you care about.
So we're here. Backer Pause. We're back at it. We have Benjamin. We're going to let you guys go around the room. I'm going to excuse myself just for a quick second while you introduce yourselves. So go for it. Tell them where you're from. Tell them your hobbies. And whether you like walks on the beach at night.
My name's Ben. I'm a creator of a comic called Apex. It's on Kickstarter right now. Chuck was my editor. He's a pretty great guy, even though he has a hell of a potty mouth. I live in Toronto. I'm from Canada. I get that out of the way right now. I don't like long walks on the beach around here because the lake's polluted and there's a lot of sketchy people that hang out on the beach. But another beach, maybe.
What's going on, guys? I'm Chuck. You know me, originally from Canada, now trapped in Texas. Of course I like long walks at the beach because, actually, I like long scooter rides on the beach because walking sucks. But, I feel like, two fat people in their rascals going around the beaches, that's just fun. I was lucky enough to be able to work on Apex with Ben, who is one of my oldest friends. Oldest is in length of time that we've been friends, not how old he is. And he and I are really cool. And
I look really good for 60.
Right? What? Who's talking? I was lucky enough to be able to publish his book. So we're connected in that. And man, he's now coming down this path and becoming a published creator himself. So we're just super excited to be able to come out here and check out a bunch of the Kickstarter videos that are happening right now, and see what's going on. Ben, have you ever watched the show before?
I have not. I watched a couple clips in anticipation of this and got a sense of things, but no, I haven't. I haven't watched an entire thing.
Do you know the basic idea of how this works?
I do, yeah. So we watch Kickstarter videos for campaigns that are already on the go, and then we pause when we lose interest and give a breakdown as to what caused a problem for us. Yeah,
exactly. Right? So at the end of the day, what it's really about, because sometimes people can be rough, and even myself sometimes. I find I'm rough when it's someone who's made done a lot of Kickstarters. So it's like, hey man, you've got, so like for you, if we were to look at your video, I would probably be a little more easygoing on it and not so rough. But someone who's done like 20 campaigns, I'm like, nah, this is a rookie mistake. You're better than this. So
sure.
The whole idea is basically we get to kind of learn how to make better videos by, being able to just gauge honestly, personally, how we reacted to the video.
Yeah, it sounds like a brilliant idea.
Because you're a guest, we actually get to watch the whole video, or up to 2 minutes. Then The new rule is usually 2 minutes, and we'll explain what that means in just a minute. But Ben is our. Do you mind, Ben? By the way.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. Yeah.
Ben is our guest this evening, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play it. And here we go. This is less. I think you're only about 2.5 minutes, so we'll just play the whole thing. So here we go.
Hi, my name is Ben Cook. My entire life, I've been fascinated by nature, evolution, and how we came to be. Years ago, I started wondering what the next stage of evolution would look like. The result was Apex, a noir comic based in Cess, a city built on a pile of trash. Cess isn't just a place in Apex. It's one of the characters. In a story about evolution, the ecosystem is as important as the creatures within it, and Cess is no different. This polluted no man's land of advanced technology and decadence brings the best and the worst of us together, and that makes it the perfect environment for something new to emerge. Meet Mohini. By night, she tends bar at a fetish club called Transgression, a place where her full set of canine teeth and predator eyes can pass largely unnoticed. But by day, she hunts. Let me be clear, Mohini is not human. She's just forced to live among us like our ancestors did with Neanderthal and Homo erectus. She's not interested in coexistence. She's designed to dominate, and the people of Cess are not prepared. Witness a new fight for survival, and discover what it means when our species loses its place at the top of the food chain. The future is here, and she's hungry.
I'll let you.
So give it to me straight, guys.
Honestly, I actually like it. I really do. I feel like you kept us on task the whole time. There wasn't a lot of weird pauses or anything. Yeah, and this isn't really a kid's glove so much. I feel like it's a pretty solid video, man. There was no sort of wandering around. I hate a lot of times we'll see videos where they end up talking about stuff that we just don't give a shit about, or they'll move on to stuff like oh, let me show you this special reward that we're doing, and that's. But nah, man, I don't care about the reward. Just tell me about the book. Give me the idea. Like, this is just an advertisement. It's not fucking your whole campaign. I can read that stuff. So I feel like actually this was actually a pretty solid thing. I would say the only thing about it, which you really can't change, is that it's all black and white because that's what the book is. So there's not a lot of vibrancy to it. Which again, not an awful lot you could do, but if I was going to pick at it, that would probably be the one thing I maybe picked at. What about you, Rob?
Oh man, do you have paper and pen? I mean, this. No, I mean, even
lay it on me, man. I want to learn.
No, but even for any video, it hits the markers. It tells me enough about the story. I would like more energy in your voice. That's the one thing. You sounded nervous. It sounded like you weren't sure what you were doing yet. And that just happens.
That's definitely true.
That's anyone's first-time video.
I sounded like I was honest. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't throw me off because a nervous creator tells me they understand what they're doing. They understand that this is a moment that's important, and they're really asking for help. So I appreciate it. It wouldn't stop me from doing it. I think it was well put together. Transitions were. I don't waste time a lot of times with transitions. I call it the jazz hands on this show because I want to get to the. Chuck sees what I do. Quick videos, to the point, show him the art. That's what you did. You did everything right. I mean, you hit every marker. Like, you'll see throughout the show, I am not this nice. It's not because you're Canadian, because I blame Canada for everything. Chuck hated Canada so much, he moved as far away as he could in America. He went all the way to Texas.
We're famous for taking criticism really nicely, so feel free.
Yeah, right.
But honestly, like, what are you taking pictures of? My son's like taking pictures. What are you doing?
Oh, good.
Well, no, with those new apps.
Look how easy I'm taking this.
With apps nowadays, you got to watch what kids are taking pictures of. I'm telling you.
Yeah, sure.
But no, you did good. Honestly, you did good. I think your Kickstarter's time is hurting you. You did go for a very long time on Kickstarter.
That was not intentional.
Oh, it was an accident. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. Yeah. Oh, you got to tell the story, Ben. This is such a great story.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is my first Kickstarter ever. Luckily, Chuck and I are really close. So, like, I've been kind of, I think, definitely in the bleachers for every one of his campaigns. So that's helped me kind of get a good sense of what to do and what not to do to some degree. But of course, it's the back end stuff that I don't really know because I don't see that happen. All I see is the page that everybody else sees. So when I when I was going over, I just got my approval from Kickstarter. So anybody that doesn't know, you have an approval process. So after you get everything set up, you get your budget and all that kind of thing, then you have to send it to Kickstarter, and they tell you whether or not it's disgusting porn that you can't show, that kind of thing.
Hey, leave my book alone.
What's that?
Leave his book alone.
Yeah. Hey, man, I had to remove a lot of penises. I'm not impressed, but it's fine. So anyway, I got approved. And so I'm just clicking away because I'm just excited, right? I'm like, ooh, it got approved. So I start clicking away, and then it says, congratulations. I didn't read anything else. I read congratulations, and I went on with my life. And I started like editing some things that I had wanted to fix. And I was like, oh, great. Like it'll be ready for April 1st. So I finished that. I get all my edits done. I go back to the main page to check it out and make sure everything's good. And I see that I have $5. And I was like, how is that possible? I was like, I don't think you can support until the campaign's live. Oh, shit. Is the campaign live? And then I immediately grabbed my phone. I was like, Charlie, I think I fucked up. And I told him the story, and we kind of talked about it. And I was like, what are my options? And he was basically like, you can either keep it as it is, and this will be a great story, or you can cancel it and rebuild the whole thing. And I was like, I'm really good at failing upward. I'll just go with it.
I'll tell you, man, there used to be, and I did this with the Continuum. So early, we were supposed to launch Sunday morning. And I'm like, okay, let me do that. I used to do this thing, and Chuck remembers it, I'm sure. You would hit go to publish, and it would do a checklist for you and say if it was ready. And then it asks, are you really sure? Like it had that real. So I hit the button for the really sure button, right? Because they're not just going to go live. And all of a sudden I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm live. Oh, fuck. And like right away, 2 people backed it. And I'm like, uh-oh, fuck. And you start rushing to see, like, is everything where it's supposed to be? Did I put the penis back in the case? Like you just had the party.
Right, totally, yeah. Hastily deleting penises again.
And for everyone who's wondering why Backer Paws went to prime time, this is exactly why. This is the reason we went back to
because of all of the penises.
People are like, 10 in the morning is too early for dildo jokes, Rob. I haven't had my coffee and you're talking about dildos.
Though I believe that speaks to the audience more than to us, because I don't believe there is a too early for dildo joke. But
right.
I agree.
Maybe that's just me.
I agree. Or even maybe you have too many Canadians in your audience. We tend to be a little proper.
Or when is it a bad time to even use a dildo? I'm going to leave that with the audience to decide. It's like a gremlin. You can feed it anytime you. Wait a minute. I don't think you can feed a gremlin. Never mind. It's okay. We're going to move on. We're going to show some videos. We're going to do some stuff. But now an exciting thing that happens, and Ben is part of this, we let you, the audience, pick who the top 3 should be by a vote. We've taken it from our voting cashew of the awards that poor Chuck, man. No one knows how sick Chuck was, man. That last day, he showed up like a trooper, and I was like, dude, go. You look so bad. It's bad. It's bad. But we took that energy we learned from the awards, and we brought it into here. But here's the problem. Roland Mann, he's already won. And he's done. He's off Kickstarter. Mortal Era gets the spot, but so is Bloodwing Angel. So I'm going to do everyone a favor. Until tomorrow, I won't announce who gets the winning spots. We'll let you have one more day for the week. JD, Beast King is gone too. So JD,
Beast King's gone too, yeah.
Yeah, paper, rock, and scissors are going to be it. So if nothing changes tomorrow, I'll remove all these other ones, and I'm not removing them yet because anyone who watches the show will know they're not live, and everyone else is going to vote for the wrong stuff. So shh. I just like to fuck people. So tomorrow we'll announce who the winners are by going to our main page that now has, and for those who don't know what our main page looks like, and I don't know, Chuck, did you see the new look of the site? I didn't actually tell you that we updated it.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
And it was because I did it over a weekend really quickly because I wanted it to look more like a newsroom again. Because back before the big P that we've just gone through and we're still stumbling out of, like a drunk person more than anything else here in America, we used to have the site look more like this. It was more about the news, getting it to you quicker. less videos, because let's be honest, everyone's tired of watching videos now at this point. You got to make them really interesting to get the audience to show up. Backer Pause seems to always do that. But here's the new look, and there you go. The crowdfunding's on the right-hand side. So you could be a featured crowdfunding on our direct site. So motivate yourself, Ben. That might be for you. You guys can try to push for it. You're in the list. And I'll make sure
that would be fantastic.
Yeah, so everything's...
I'll tell you, I didn't really know that this was happening when I started this. I've been treating this campaign as like just like forced education. But issue 2, I'll be gunning for that spot for sure.
Well, you still got a whole month to get here, so it's not like
every week it starts over again.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay, cool.
Same tally. I never restart it. So if you keep your momentum going throughout the whole campaign, and the top guys get knocked off because their campaign's end, you could take the top spot. I thought it added a new dynamic to it. You get kicked out when it's over. And this will be a thread you can bookmark and go back to, and it becomes a thing. It's still in its infancy, but it'll grow. And then one day it'll be like ridiculous. You'll have like Brian Polito come in, and it'll be like 1,000 people. No one can take the top spot until he's off.
Right.
Suddenly it'll be back, and people will be like, I want to be number 1. Because now you get the top 3, and they're in the order of which they were voted on. So. But enough about us. We're talking too much. Let's talk about the free download you can have from, and Chuck worked on this. This is, oh no, we're back to some of this stuff. For some reason, it's showing stuff it shouldn't. So this might be an interesting show tonight. That shouldn't be there. Let me see if I update it. Ever since they did an update, for some reason, it keeps reverting back to an older version of itself, which is very problematic for us. I might have to work on this in the background. We'll let that reload for a minute. But Bloodwing Angel, we want to congratulate on their success. And they successfully funded, as did Roland Mann's double feature. Yeah, see, it's still here. So I'm going to have to try to fix this in the back.
Fantastic.
Beast King funded, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Beast King funded too, yeah. And that looks really good. I'm very excited for that one.
But we'll take time. We'll do Shark of War. The only other one that will not get paused is Immortal Era. We'll play that with 2 minutes. You can't pause, but for this Shark of War, you guys can pause. Now, the way you pause, you can either unmute yourself and just say pause, or you can raise your hand. I can see you the whole time I'm working on the site. So I'm going to go back to the site and see if we can get our real list of Kickstarters up for whatever happened to it. But until then, let's start this video and start our show. This is Shark of War. All right, because Chuck tapped and it's just the two of you, that's it. It only takes one tap tonight. So, Chuck, start off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, honestly, for me, it was just the cheese factor. It was fairly cheesy. Overall, like, the information was there. I would say that there were times where I was having a hard time jumping between reading what they were saying and watching the video at the same time. So could have probably used a little bit of voiceover. I don't mind some subs now and then, but it just it was constant, and I wasn't always able to take the whole picture in. So yeah, for those reasons, I paused it.
All right. What did you think, Ben?
I wanted to pause, but I'm trying to be nice and respectful because it's my first
Don't do that.
show. Okay. Yeah, it was cheesy, and like, but I try and be respectful. Like, that's not my scene, but that doesn't mean it's not anybody's scene. But I did find the subtitles. I don't mind the subtitles. I'm actually kind of cool with it. I understand that it's kind of a personal choice, but I do think that color is not ideal because like that bright red, it just like bleeds in your eyes. It's not good. Other than that, I feel like I already know the comic. That's the one thing I didn't like about this. What I was told was like, I kind of feel like you hit all the points. It's like one of those trailers for a movie where by the time you get to the end of the trailer, like, oh, that's what the movie's about. You don't feel the need to continue watching. Right. You know, it could have used a little more mystery as to who Shark of War was. I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
I feel like if you give us one little tagline at the end, like some kind of question, like what happens next or something like that, you're like, oh, okay, I don't know it all.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
if they just were like, all this stuff happens, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if I could be real honest, it felt like when you ask your kid how their school day was, and it was like, oh, there was a shark, and then there was a scientist who put stuff in him, and then it went crazy, so they made piranhas. Like, it just felt like a lot, you know? That's all.
And then there was a kid, and the kid, he...
Yeah, exactly. And then the shark was like, yeah. But don't get me wrong, comic might be super cool. It's just delivery, you know?
Well, that makes sense. He has a couple hours left to go. So don't let these mean people stop you from going to check it out.
How's he? Is he funded so far?
He is funded.
Good.
Nice.
Hit those stretch goals, Ben.
Yeah, and Ben's a great guy. So
the other one is.
Yeah, let's be clear. I'm a raging asshole.
Raging.
And I'm the good guy here. This is a problem. Problem when I'm the good guy. I'm not equipped for this job. We're just going to go quickly to papers, rock, scissors, and stuff. This one we had this gentleman on our show just this past weekend. Great creator. I definitely want to know what you guys think. I think you guys will find this one interesting. So here we go. Time to play Backer Balls.
Hey everyone, my name is Luong Inuwami, and I am the creator and writer of one of the weirdest comic book series out there since Flaming Carrot and Milk and Cheese. That series being Paper, Rock, Scissors, and Stuff Wars. Since the first issue launched in 2016, this series has taken the hand tournament game we all know and love worldwide, and transformed it into a brutal planetary war between living kingdoms of rock, paper, scissors, plastic, anvil, and soon water and sand. Although this is a far-off world inhabited by cartoony living elements, hard-hitting subjects such as slavery, genocide, revenge, and hatred, the idea of being a superior race and using violence for the quote-unquote greater good come into play. The ideas of unity, faith, and forgiveness for atrocities are also in play. After 2 previous successful Kickstarter campaigns for issues 2 and 3, myself and my amazing superstar artist Hugh Rookwood, who has done powerful and highly sought-after variant covers for the likes of Image Comics, IDW, and Aftershock, are launching this final campaign to wrap up this limited series with issue number 4. For those of you who have read the previous issues up to this point, the final issue will answer some key questions like, why did the scissors attack paper in the first place? What is their end goal? Why did the plastics allow Paper Prince Taylor Jr.?
All right.
Pause.
Chuck is the meanie. Chuck's the meanie. He ruined it for us.
Dude, we were aligned.
He was pretty right.
Same spot.
Yeah. It went too long. He actually, like, the beginning of that, I was like, how are you making it so that I enjoy this? Holy crap. Like, I was really interested. And then he came in to talk, and he's like, hey, guess what? Short story long. And I'm like, look, the thing is that the video is there usually for the people who have never been there before. Give me an idea of what's going on. Get me excited, all that kind of stuff. The video is rarely for someone who already knows, is already a fan. Usually the fans don't even necessarily check out the video. They might afterwards for fun. But normally they're straight in right away. I already know this book. I know what I want. Let's go and find out what all the cool trinkets are and tiers are and stuff. So when you then like, all right, so everybody who's read it before, I'm like, oh. So it just, to me, it went too long. You had a really good start and everything went great, but he started talking and it just kind of at that point plodded along.
Yeah, I get that. Ben, what were your thoughts?
I love the idea. And I was all in up until I didn't even mind when he came in and started talking. I felt like it wasn't overly necessary to focus on, this is just my personal vibe. And I feel this way about a lot of Kickstarter videos is like, it's not really about the creator, it's about the project. I understand that everybody has a lot wrapped up in what they're doing, but I don't think that that's what the video is for. The video is for getting people involved in your comic, right? So you're not the comic, and especially in a case like this, the art seems to be really unique. So unless the artist is doing the talking, that's also something that's missing. It's not just about you. The other side of it is, like Chuck said, I don't feel I don't know about any cliffhangers. I've never read this thing before. So when you start talking about, what will happen in the final issue, like you've lost me, and it feels like fan service. But like Chuck said, you don't really need that. Anybody who got issue 1 to 3 is probably picking up 4. Yeah. So it's not really a concern.
All right.
I do think the concept's great though.
Right? You guys missed the flaming carrot thing. I'm just saying. There was a flaming carrot. There's no making Canada happy. Let's just go to the next one. Shadow Hunters. Let's see. Let's just keep ruining the night. Pause every video. Go ahead. See if I care.
Pause.
The
problem is it didn't start soon enough.
Oh, I forgot. This is Indiegogo. We can't do Indiegogo, so you guys have to watch it the old-fashioned way.
What can't we do? Oh, okay.
Lilith created the
Hold on.
vampires.
Let me at least open it into YouTube so that we can get a bigger screenshot.
Pause. The interface, I'm not a fan of. It's really hard to hear.
You're not kidding.
What
Welcome
is
to
this
my
YouTube?
world. There we go. All right, here. YouTube. Now you guys can say pause out loud so I can hear you meanies.
Vampires. Vampires created the clans.
Order! Order! I call for order! Gemma, who stand here today before the Great Council for your act of defying our sacred laws of freedom.
No vampire would dare defy the clans of the High Council.
You will submit to feeding by force if necessary. This is the Council's final decree.
But I'm not really what you would call a traditional vampire.
You can't stand against the council. They won't allow you to break our laws.
What the hell do you think they'll do to me?
Wow. Chuck, wow. Go ahead, Mr. Canada.
This isn't. I didn't pause it as a Canadian. I paused it as an editor. When you fucking show me a glaring, huge bubble of typo, I'm like, you already showed me that there are certain things that you didn't do in your book, and I'm out.
But Chuck, the ass. That ass.
Yeah, we hadn't gotten to that ass yet. Also, is the sound usually that bad?
It's probably worse because it's going through. It's playing.
Okay, because it's very like echoey and stuff, and so I was like, that might be the interface, so I'll leave that alone. But yeah, the typo. As soon as I saw that typo, for me, I would have walked away.
Editor snootiness, Ben.
So far, I feel like I feel like there's some heavy reverb on one of the voices, and it makes it really hard to hear. But that might be the YouTube, so I can't really tell.
It's not the easy. I won't lie. It's not the easiest one to hear, even from my end.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that ass. I'll say it again. I mean,
that ass.
But that ass. All right. Fine. We'll move off of the ass begrudgingly, and I guess we'll go to the next one. All right. So now I have to press and hold. I love when my site does this. It tells me to press and hold on my own site, so I'm not spamming my own site. Thank you. And now
I'm so stoked for the day when robots have fingers, and then we have to come up with a completely different system.
Hey, asshole! I
Like,
know
tell me about
what
your feelings or something.
I know what a car looks like. I can press car
Right,
in that
totally.
picture.
All right, so this is actually from our good friend Dwayne Robinson, Showtime, and he was on the show, and we picked him apart, man. It was Trish was on, I think, that night. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. So he went back, didn't lick his wounds, instead made a better video, and here is that better video.
Oh, good.
Let's see if you guys have a heart. And that's
Probably not.
Or Scarecrow had a brain, but I know it's why Chuck chose it. He didn't choose Tin Man because the Tin Man had heart. Chuck had heart. Chuck have a heart. Chuck
No heart.
heart.
No heart.
Have heart.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Robinson Jr., and I am the owner of Animation Comics and Entertainment LLC. Please allow me to tell you about two of our comic book titles that we have available for our Kickstarter campaign. The main character in Salvation is Vaughn. He is a relic, which means that he has demon blood and human blood within him. And ever since he was born, he felt like his life was always tortured because of the fact of his curse mark that was mysteriously given to him at birth. And because he is a relic, Vaughn is hated by humans and demons alike. Now Vaughn is in search for a powerful shaman named Solomon that he believes that can finally remove this curse mark that was given to him. Will this powerful shaman named Solomon give Vaughn the answers and salvation that he desperately needs? Or will it create more turmoil for the tortured soul named Vaughn? Find out in our Salvation series, issues 0 and 1. Next up is our werewolf story, titled Nightfall, Michael's Awakening, issues 1 and 2. This story is about the main character Michael Vash, who believed that he was always a normal college quarterback until his mom tells him the truth about what lies within it. Now Michael is feeling conflicted and unsure about what to believe. Although he loves his mother, the things that went on when she first came into the town has made Michael unsure about what to do. In Nightfall, Michael's Awakening issue 2, Michael finally gets more information on what exactly is a legacy line and how it differs from other werewolves that reside within the world. While learning more about the world of Nightfall, there are more characters that arise in issue 2, such as the main villain, Lucius Vash.
All right, Ben, what do you got for us? Oops, sorry.
I don't need to know about issue 2. I definitely don't need to know about new characters. If you're teasing both of them coming out, you got to leave a little room for me to learn about this by reading the comic. I was careful about that when I was doing the video for Apex as well, because I'm a creator. I want to gush, right? I want to tell everybody about all the cool ideas I have, but the trick is to focus on what's going to get people to read it, and then my writing hopefully will speak for itself. And I can feel the enthusiasm. I think he's got the right attitude, but he needs to undershare a little bit, and maybe an editor as well, because his writing was a little clunky for the voiceover. Not bad, but just could have used a couple tweaks personally.
I actually felt very much the same way. I was holding back. I was like, I don't want to be the one to pause it every time. But yeah, I was getting to the point where I was like, if he's not going to do it soon, I will. It was too much. I'm not used to I'm not a big fan necessarily of putting 2 books out on the same Kickstarter. So, but then doing a trailer for both of them at the same time. Just give us 2 30-second teasers for both of them. Get us excited. When you start going into new characters and all that, we don't care, man. Again, sell to the new person. Don't sell to the returning people. You know how and I put a post up on my Facebook recently about this, but I'll tell you guys again. If you want to sell your book to someone who's already read it, your book should have done that. If it didn't, a fucking minute-long video is not going to suddenly resell it. So,
that's true.
You should have already sold that book.
So when anyone tells you the Canadians are nice, at least now you have video proof that this is not.
We're polite. We're not nice.
Yes, they're very polite at ripping people up apart today.
Yep.
They've been
Kindly go fuck yourself.
hey, this guy, he's got some bad ideas. Hey, he's still a nice guy and all, but
Nice guy.
he's shitty. Forget what they said, Dwayne. You're awesome. I love it. I love the beat. I love the way it went. I do think you went a little long, though. I said that last week. You had me, and then I was starting to get drowsy, and I was starting to get that backer pause coming up because now it was like, do I keep watching or do I just go to your crowdfunding campaign? Because now I just want to go to your crowdfunding campaign because sometimes I can read faster than I can hear, and I'm a New Yorker, so I talk very fast, as you guys can see. So when you start talking too slow, even if it goes with the beats, because it went well with the beats, eventually I'm like, all right, come on, man. Stop being my 16-year-old girlfriend. Stop teasing me. Let's get to it.
Yeah, I also, a couple plus sides. The art looks great, and I like the song they picked. It really fit the vibe. I dig it. But, again, it's a bit of an overshare. That's all.
And again, I meant when I was 16, my girlfriend, not a...
I know, that's why I was like, you're fucking 40, dude. You can't do that. I was not ready to.
I have to clarify it. I do have to clarify in the video what I meant when I was 16.
I don't know what happens in New York City. It's none of my business.
None of that. No, none of that happens with me. I have to at least have graduated high school and have a GED. I have standards.
My standards are purely age. They are not educational.
I was just going to say, my standards are lower than yours because GED is optional.
Yeah.
My standards are by state. So in Arkansas, it's like 12. I tease Arkansas. They're at least 16. No one's that bad anymore. They finally changed the laws 5 years ago.
Actually, Canada is 14.
Explains so much. So much.
14 with a parent's letter. That's a true story.
You can, yes, do what you want with that.
Yeah. Can you imagine getting somebody to write that fucking note? Oh, jeez.
You could keep that law and just use that as a way of arresting bad parents. Like whoever signs that consent form, it's like just lock them up.
Really? Hey, Mom, sign this. This is for a field trip. Sure. That's something.
Right. Yeah,
totally. I can just imagine.
We're going to the science place. It's gonna be fun.
I'm just imagining somebody with a note on their door that says, "To whom it may concern, go for it."
oh,
get her done.
I'm gonna make you all sit through Shark of War again. This is the Oswald Chronicles. This is our good friend, and he's on Indiegogo, I believe, at the moment. So that means we're gonna have one of them choppy videos again. I'm gonna try it from our site this time. Tell me if it sounded better. The other one was problematic, but let me know if this sounds okay.
Hello, everyone. This is J.D. Calderon, writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles, and I'm here to tell you of one of Oswald's greatest and wildest adventures. This series of stories occurs during the Clive cycle of stories, when he's traveling around Dream with a young babe called Clive, and these two particular stories are the third and fourth stories within the series. The first one is In This Town Something Creeps, and the second story is I Awoke in a Stranger's Dream. In this town, something creeps. Oswald finds himself in what he thought was just a dream, but discovers that it's actually something.
Damn, this is one of those shows, man. Go ahead, man. JD's
I like the art. I like the art. But it's hard to follow. It's like I can't follow where he's going when he's telling his story. He's like, so there's two parts to this, and the first part is this, and the second part is this. So on part one, we're gonna. And I can't tell where the hell we're at. So I think it just needs to be a little more clearly delineated. It needs to be in a more clear order. It sounds like he wants to tell everybody everything, and he just needs to slow down a bit and figure out what the audience needs to know.
Again, this series has a lot of books. JD has put out a lot of books, and I really would like to check them out, but it's intimidating. So what you need to do is make it less intimidating. Just get people excited about the general story and maybe some of the general things that we're going to be seeing in this. Let us hop in. This isn't necessarily for the diehard. The diehard's already buying the book, man.
JD, I still love you. I
like him too. He's a good dude. He does a good interview too.
Yeah. I'm realizing right now that I'm probably destroying my career because I don't know any of these people. And like some of them might be like,
Oh, they're all going to invite
I might
you
be
on.
making fun of like the Mark Miller of indie comics, and I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Ben, you're getting invited on a lot of shows, but there's going to be some hard interviews. Some hard. Let me ask you, why is it just black and white, man? You ain't discovered Crayola yet? It's going to be bad, man.
It's all good.
No, it's all love. I mean, it's honest. Some of these things have been said before. You guys, we haven't had it like when Chuck's on here. It's the highest pause rates, man. I was on a show last week and there was no pauses for like the first half, and I'm like, "Will you fuckers start playing?" I started playing pause it because I was like, "Okay, I can't do it anymore." So yeah, maybe we can go 2 minutes without pausing this one because we have to. That's right. This is our winner this week, so they get to actually have 2 minutes of uninterrupted. I will come over on the voiceover if it makes it past 2 minutes, which it only does for about 20 seconds. So this is a harder one to pause, but you can pause it once I say pause is back in play. So here we go. This is a mortal error.
Immortality, a dream shared by millions. As the world rang in the new millennium, this dream became a reality. However, it didn't take long to realize that this supposed blessing was the greatest curse ever to befall the world. Fast forward 200 years into a future mired with the curse of immortality. Riddled with overpopulation and dwindling resources, the world is divided between overcrowded cities and abandoned subways. A group of heroes from the underground has dedicated themselves to finding relics from the past, which will explain the condition and restore the natural life cycle. Join us as Ari fights for her life in a showdown that will forever change her and the course of human history. Whether you're new to the world of the Mortal Era or continuing your journey, we have options to meet your needs. Regardless, buckle up because it's going to be a wild ride.
Take my money.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
We're going to reload.
The music was good. The voiceover was good. The flow. I learned a lot just watching that on what I'm going to do for the next one.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Go ahead, Chuck.
That's what I've been asking for the whole time. I don't know a lot about the series, even though I think they're on issue 3 or whatnot. But that told me exactly what I needed to know, and I'm ready to jump in. That was it.
All right,
that's what all of the other videos need to be watching and looking at and seeing. If they did something more like that, and just bring us up to speed, sell us on the series, give us your pitch. That's it. They did it.
While the site's just reloading, so it needs a minute because I was able to fix all the problems. Let me ask you guys a quick question. Do you guys think that we should no longer have, this was something that came up, how we have videos in there? Someone had suggested that we take the videos out on our site, so if someone wants to go watch a video, they have to go to the Kickstarter itself. And if they're already at the Kickstarter or the Indiegogo, there's more of a chance they might back it because they're already there. But having to click an extra link might affect it. What do you guys think real quick while we're catching up now? I think we're almost loaded. Because you see how it link up here.
Do you want to take this one, Chuck?
I mean, it's actually not easy. I mean, I know that there's analytics involved, so your video plays might be down because people are watching them on other places and whatnot. So that's a possibility. At the end of the day, I guess my thought would be, if you're worried that somebody will watch this video somewhere else and say no and then walk away, more likely than if they were actually on the Kickstarter, then frankly, you already kind of lost them. So you need to fix your video. Because whether they're on another site or that site, if they're already going, I don't know, you've already started to lose them. Your problem isn't your Kickstarter, it's that video. So fix it.
Fair enough.
My thoughts exactly. Basically, like I was thinking, how would I feel if my Kickstarter video was on other people's sites and my knee jerk was good? Like the more exposure I get, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's going to click on the same stuff or look at the same websites or look at the same Facebook feed. So wherever they can get access to it so that they can click on that Kickstarter link, I'm down. I don't really care how it happens.
And Chuck knows we've been doing this now 4 years. But like people, I guess, are really starting out. Well, if you take the video, and it should still give the same analytics because it traces right back to that site. Being offsite shouldn't really affect it because we're piping it in through Kickstarter. The one place that might affect it is the YouTube, but I don't really think anyone's looking at the YouTube views over there because I don't even think Indiegogo's analytics are the same as Kickstarter. But that's just
I have no idea.
All right, so this one I know Chuck's gonna laugh his ass off, and he's definitely knows it. But here we go. This is Mars City. Away we go. Oh, I just messed my screen up for some reason. There we go. And that was the video, apparently. No,
a washed-up cop and a cat alien fight crime in a fake 80s Miami on Mars. Get ready for action. Buckle up and strap yourself in for the cheapest action trailer ever made. Mars City Vice. Now with more Oh, and even more. Brought to you by the troubled minds of Chris Webb and Craig E. Sawyer. Mars City Vice. Issue 2. Now available on Indiegogo.
So the worst Kickstarter video ever. Neither one of you paused.
It was funny. If it had been much longer, I might have. But the whole time I'm like, are they fucking with us? Are they about to show us some interior art? Are we going to see some art? So I would like to see some art. I feel like you're hiding something from us, guys. Like,
and there's a rule that the book does not explode when you get it.
Oh, that's just bullshit. It should explode in your hands. It should be like.
It should take your hands off after that.
It should be like that book to me should be Michael Bay in a pink shirt with the collar up doing a line of coke. Like that's what that shirt should be. No, you know what? Where's the interior art? That bugs me a little bit. I like the joke and it was kind of funny and I was like, all right, you're going super cheese and stuff and okay, I dig it. But it did bug me when it was done that there was absolutely no art. I saw one cover. So yeah, like whatever. It's funny and it's short enough that I can get away with it, but I'm definitely not sold.
Yeah, a couple things to add. A fictional Miami on Mars. No need to say it's fictional. If there's a Miami on Mars, I'm going to assume it ain't real. Unless I haven't seen some rover pictures that I should have.
You missed that day.
Yeah. Secondly, I'm not, again, like, I'm with Chuck. Like, my personal thing is, if you don't show me anything of your comic, I'm going to not back you on principle. Like, if that's the video. Because, like, I want to see what your comic's about. I'm not buying a video about explosions. You know what I mean? I'm backing a project, so I want to see some of the art. I love the joke. The joke is great. Went on a little long, and I think you could have incorporated, if I can give some constructive feedback, I think you could incorporate the line art into the explosions.
Blow it
so you
up.
can keep the same joke, keep the same video, and just have the art show up after the explosions for just a minute. Kill two birds with one stone.
Shouldn't the art be coming out of the explosion?
That's a great idea.
Either that or blow up the art. Yeah.
So why can't they have art? You know,
the whole thing. I thought the whole time I watched this, and I think this is one of the last week it's going to be on. So I'm going to finally say this, and it's been on our show now for 2 months. How would it blow up if it's on Mars? There's no oxygen. It's really been bothering me this whole time. All right, so
they'll find a way.
All right, so apparently this is me, the depraved. It's about Samuel D. Davis presents The Depraved, Empire City 1. It's depraved walk amongst us. These are the tales of a man most deplorable and brave people who struggle to stop them. So there's no video, so that's there's no thing to really end.
Well, pause.
Okay.
Pause.
I would get a video. All right.
It's over. I paused because there was no video, so pause for no video. All right, so here we go. This is the Monster Mash. So let's see if you Canadians have a sense of humor.
Are you a fan of monsters? Are you a fan of comic anthologies? Are you a fan of monster comic anthologies? Then Monster Mashup is exactly what you've been looking for. And you're in luck, because we are launching the second volume of our successful Monster Mashup Volume 1 here live on Kickstarter. If you missed out on the opportunity to get Volume 1, you'll have your chance to get both for special backer tiers. We went all out on Volume 2. More pages, more story, more new creators.
More old creators! I get it. Old creators.
More of everything, which means larger and loftier goals, and we'll need your help to reach them. So if you're a fan of Dracula, Wolfman, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Grendel, Pinocchio,
Bigfoot,
then consider backing Monster Mashup Volume 2 today.
Rawr. Rawr. I'm a Bigfoot.
This is Bizarro Day. It really is Bizarro Day. Like, I don't know what's happening with this show.
Here's the thing. The video actually, to me, wasn't terrible.
No, I actually like it. To be honest, I do like the video.
They were having fun. They were having a good time. I would say that I'm not actually sold on the book, but the video was fine. Like, to me, where's the mashup? What's the monster? Like what is there some kind of, I don't know. I'm just, because the theme seems to be, we have monsters. I'm like, okay, but lots of things have monsters. So the video was fun. I'm not sold on the actual book. The other thing was that bugged me, and I was ready to say pause, but more was happening, was what was it? Oh yeah, when they were like, we have Dracula and Frankenstein and Grendel, and I'm like, you didn't show those actual creatures at that time. Like, he'd already moved on 3 after Dracula, and then shows us Dracula, and I'm like, what? This is the only reason I didn't stop it at that point, because I was like, it's almost done. But yeah.
How'd you know it was almost done?
You can feel it. We've watched enough of these.
I hate when you think it is done and it just never ends. Like a Travis Gibb video. I kid.
Oh my gosh.
I kid Travis.
It's true though. I love that man to death. I told him I love that he sucks at making videos because he's so good at so many other things that when I see one of his videos, I'm like, good. He's trash at something.
Yeah, I try not to play them on Backer Pulse. I'm like, this is Travis's thing. Let's just go. Let's just talk about it somehow other way.
Right. So, go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it seems like a cool comic. But I did the dog tilt to the side of my head when they started going through the names and they weren't showing the same. I was like, what? Who? When? What is? It got really, like, my brain was not able to I completely lost focus at that point. But other than that, the only other criticism I have, the art looks cool, and I like the creators' vibe. I think they're cool people. But that music, I thought I was watching a Gary Vaynerchuk like inspiration thing or something. Like, there's so many indie musicians out there. They'll probably give you something just to have it on a video. You know, there's options for you. I understand that's stock music, but it just, I don't know.
It's Monster Mashup.
I was waiting for a rainbow.
Get an organ, right? Just get an organ and hit one note. Just go. Dum,
yeah.
Dum. And you could do that through the whole video, and it would work.
You could literally do that with like GarageBand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my only criticism. It seems like a cool idea. I don't really know much about it though. I think that was an example of, like, I would have liked to know the plot a little more for that one.
Well,
or something. Yeah. What's the pitch that's gonna get me in?
Ooh,
Yeah.
whoa. All right, so just because I'm that person, who let the dogs out? I did.
Oh, that's terrible. Are we losing the internet?
Are you having an issue, Chuck? Was there like something wrong with that? Because I heard you asking.
No, my internet was going to trash, actually. It's okay.
All right, I'll restart it. So let's start from the beginning. Now, Chuck, if you paused, I didn't see it because you disappeared from me for a minute.
I was ready to, but I didn't. First off, no, I'm sorry. I always go first. Ben, go ahead.
Go for it.
I like the super profesh. Like, they clearly know what they're doing. The animations were really impressive. I still don't know what the comic's about, though. I know it's about a dog. I would have appreciated some action scenes, perhaps, where I get to see the dog, doing some damage. But other than that, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, I mean, I want to back it.
Yeah, it was a professional video. It was good. Towards the end, I was like, okay, let's wrap it up. Like, it was, it felt like it was just kind of trailing out. Also, please don't tell me that it's on Kickstarter when we're watching it on Kickstarter, for the love of God. Like, it's kind of like putting on a commercial for ABC when you're watching an ABC show. Like, what do you? We know that it's on Kickstarter. We're there. So yeah, that was just, to me, that was really just not a great call. I'm trying to say it nicely, but yeah, it felt a little long. It was good. I would take a deeper look at the page.
Just as a heads up, some people do that because they do double duty with these videos and upload them to YouTube as well. I agree with Chuck. I still think even if you do it with that way, put the link down in the comment section.
Yeah, if you're impressed enough by the video, you'll check out the rest of the info.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't agree with doing it, but I haven't explained that, and I don't take to the explanation, to be honest. I think it's a dumb explanation, but I think it's just lazy, because then you should make a special one for the Kickstarter. And it's nothing against them, because I know there are businesses now making these videos, and that's their choice, so you can only do it once. But if you make a video, it's really easy to do one video with 2 seconds less, because that's all that's in there for, you know?
Yep.
One copy with, one copy without. Thank you.
Yeah, that ending though, it just kind of all trailed off, and I'm like, yeah, give us something. It didn't make me happy that I watched all the way to the end.
And Catherine is doing great with The Dancer, a psychological martial arts thriller. No video needed. She has made bank with this one, man. Check it out. Definitely some great art on there. We can't play the cluster fudge because of a weird copyright thing. I don't even think he did anything wrong. I just think that it's picking up a certain guitar chord that thinks it's copywritten, so we can't play the video. I definitely think you guys should check it out. It's really cool. It's Witness the Fall and Redemption of Cluster, a retired superhero trying to make up for his past. And we're going to move on to our good friend, Anthony. Anthony is back with us, so let's check out what Anthony has brought us today. And before we do that, I do want to just tell you all that Anthony's is a art book, I believe. This is something just a little different than what we're used to. So be mindful of that. And also, really quickly, before we go any further, I just want to, let me see if I still have it here. I actually, oops, hold on. I actually have, I got rid of it. I had Belial. I wanted to show the video that you had. We had it in here for the awards if we were going to play it, but I can't play it now because that was actually a pretty good video. But we do have Brian Polito's videos. We're talking about making a video. I'll use his as an example, by the way, guys. So I like to do this now. I want to show videos. I should have my video. It's award-winning, after all, in here, but I don't even have mine. I took it out. So the awards were over. But this is Brian Polito. This is the standard you guys want.
Hello everybody, this is Brian Polito, creator of Lady Death, and we are back to unleash the most epic chapter in Lady Death's undead life. An all-new original graphic novel entitled Lady Death, Cataclysmic Majesty. This story unleashes a Coffin Comics company-wide event, Invading the Coffinverse, all 2021. In the shadows of Giza's ancient pyramids, the godlike extinction-level villain Insurrectus builds a horrifying machine with a terrible purpose. Meanwhile, his newborn demonic progeny scour the earth, hunting those with supernatural powers willing to defend the innocent. One by one, members of the Sworn fall prey to these monstrous forces. Only Lady Death and the Sisterhood, a band of untested warrior women, are left to challenge Insurrectus in his majestic, cataclysmic plans. Can the Diva of Death overcome these impossible odds as she struggles against her own wicked appetites? Or are we all doomed for once and for all? And introducing Chicago's own Mad Mike Morg, undead gravedigger, and his pet rat, Ratso. Helping me bring this next chapter to life is our returning team. Co-writer Mike McLean, illustrator Diego Bernard, colorist Cece De La Cruz, and veteran letterer Marshall Dillon. And here is the thing. These projects are done. We just got to print, but I need your help to unleash Deathapocalypse onto the world. Please pledge now and tell everyone you know that Lady Death is back to kick ass. We cannot thank you enough for your support and faith in us. It is the engine that drives us wild. Thank you so much, everybody. You effing rule.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's in the Hall of Creators right now. That's awesome.
He clearly knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he had a script. The obviously the production values, a lot of that is stuff that we can't necessarily live up to necessarily, but you can still do stuff like that. And really, at the end of the day, you just follow the basics of what he had. He had a story. He told us about the story. He got us excited about that. He showed off the characters. When he mentioned them, he also he had a script. It was obvious that he had a script. He was following it. He wasn't trying to just go off the cuff. No, I think it worked out very well.
Agreed.
And you got a fan. Finally, the comments just came in on my side, so it's been one of those nights.
Oh, nice.
We got a couple comments. I like the nice, happy Chuck. And then
I bring out the worst in him. It's my fault.
Yeah, and Mike's in there dropping some links. Very, very cool. He says, I would back Welcome to the Void too. No video needed. No pressure.
I agree.
He is so good. He is, man. And we're not talking about Chuck. We're talking about Polito. But Chuck is there too. Chuck is good. But
I'll own it.
Let's see how our good friend Anthony did with his video. Time to get to it.
Hello friends and fans, I'm Anthony Christou, illustrator and writer of the Luminous Ages comic book, novel and card game series. I'm excited to introduce you to my next book, The Tavern of Dreams. This book is a 120-page A5 illustrated hardcover novel, filled with loads of character and monster drawings, maps and loads of images from different scenes in the book. Not only this, I have a section in the book titled Small Tales of the Tavern, where great authors like Russell Nolte, Stephen Ormsby, Frank Martin and many others have written short stories that I have created creature illustrations for. You may ask, what is Tavern of Dreams about? Well, it's a story that follows on from the last Luminous Ages graphic novel, which was overfunded on Kickstarter and one of the highest funded comic book projects in Australia on Kickstarter, thanks to the Kickstarter community, of course. Now, this illustrated novel is a cross between Night at the Museum, Lord of the Rings, and a mystery story, so if you love those stories and those genres, you will love this. Also, Tavern of Dreams is a standalone story, but you also find out what is happening to Thrakos and his team of new mage and warrior friends. So old fans do not despair, you still get to find out what's going on. The tavern that they are staying in, the Grumpy Lion Tavern, is a very old tavern that is haunted by some sort of magical entity. Thrakos and the team are totally oblivious to it and are kept busy with the task of defending the town and tavern. At night, however, some magical creatures come to life while Thrakos and his team are sleeping, and even after they have finished defending the town and left the tavern comes to life at night with its own story and cast of cute and funny characters. Now, this book is written and most of the art is done. With your help in funding this, I'll be able to go to print in early May and have the book to you by mid to late June. This project is so dear to my heart. I love the Kickstarter fans and community, and they've helped the Luminous Ages comics, games, and all the books come to life. This new book means so much to me as I've...
Chuck tapped out.
Oh, this is too much, man.
See how long that is?
Yeah.
Seconds.
How long is it?
3 minutes and 6 seconds. You were almost there, it looks like.
Yeah, and it had felt too long for a little bit now. I don't think it needs. It's an anthology. Like you could have hit it a little faster. It suffered from length. I think we've said it before. 2 minutes should be your absolute. That's it. Like I would not go beyond 2 minutes. You couldn't pay me to go beyond 2 minutes because I don't think anyone's going to watch beyond 2 minutes.
Yeah. Ben?
I got two things. Number one, you don't have to show your stuff off so much. This video is supposed to be for the project you're focused on now. It looks like he's got a good library of stuff, and I liked when he showed me the first time, but after that, feels a little too promoty.
You're flexing.
Yeah. Exactly. It was like, did you notice this one? And secondly, when he held up the one upside down and then he showed right side up with a graphic, I was like, why didn't you use the graphic for all of them? Like that would have saved a lot of time and the glare would have been gone. Just like have them around your head or whatever. Like there's ways to do that are a little simpler. That's all. Right. Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's move on to our next one for tonight. This is from J Magnum. Here we go. This is another Indiegogo, so we're going to watch it through our stream right now.
What would happen if Earth was attacked by hostile aliens, but there were no superheroes to stop them? Only the most outrageous bunch of characters you'd ever expect? Well, you can find out by backing the award-winning Astral Trilogy. I'm Jay Magnum, creator, writer, producer of the Astral series. Catch up on all the adventure and fun with our complete 3-volume Astral Trilogy, which includes all 3 books, 333 pages of story, plus almost 50 more pages of extra bonus material. In the near future, disgraced ex-astronaut Jonathan Devane must assemble a ragtag team of misfits in an attempt to stop a devastating attack on Earth by malevolent alien raiders called Astrals. Can Devane and his pack of underdogs find salvation in each other and overcome the demons of their sordid past long enough to save the world? Or is doomsday inevitable? Our international team of professional artists has decades of experience producing top-quality artwork for several major industry publishers like DC, Marvel, Dynamite, Zenoscope, Aspen, Paramount, DreamWorks, and Hasbro. We're bringing Astral Trilogy to Indiegogo so that backers on the platform can enjoy the book.
That was a flex within a flex.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt his muscles started popping muscles, you know? Yeah, look, it looks like a great project. The art looks beautiful. I just felt like it wasn't really talking about the comic that much. Yeah, is this particular one for all 3? Is that the deal, or are they trying to kickstart the last one? Or
it seems like it's for a graphic novel set. So I'm not sure if this was previously released. I don't have that information, but
you know what? That's the problem. We should know just by watching the fucking video what this is for. So that's kind of the issue, is that we're not completely sure what we're getting and what this is all about. To go back to that flex thing,
yeah,
they jumped from picture to picture, often super quick, and I was like, "Whoa, what's that? What's that? That looked like something neat. What was that?" And then all of a sudden they were like, "And we got these really cool people." You showed that for longer than you showed any other image, and then I was like, "Okay, cool, you're good." And then they're like, "And it's this company and that." Like, we already know those companies. We don't need you to go through them all one at a time. We saw, we saw what you're working with. That's fantastic. At that point, it really felt like you were just trying to push your pedigree harder than your book.
Yeah, and I think the content should sell, not credentials, personally. Like, if you're working with good people, that's great, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a good product. We've seen that happen especially in comics. We've seen that happen time and again, where you get like a top-notch writer and a top-notch artist, and then it just flops because it's just not good, right? So I would rather learn more about that. And the other thing that it immediately bothered me, but I didn't want to be a dick, no one needs 3 titles. Creator, writer, producer, not necessary. You're the creator. You probably write. You're probably part of the production team, but if you're the creator, that's the priority for me. I don't think you need the 3 titles, because that also feels kind of flexy. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me.
Well, it's the producer credit that gets me.
Yeah, I don't
Creator,
mind
writer, okay. Producer, what the fuck does that even mean? Like,
Well,
what?
I also think you need to establish who the writer is, though. You have to tell who's the writer.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's why I was like, I'm fine with creator, writer. It's the producer
There are
credit that felt like it
There
was
are
too much.
creators who are artists, remember.
Sure, yeah. And if you're the creator, the writer, and the artist, I definitely want to know that. There's no doubt.
So I could see a point to a producer. Yeah, that's weird. What did you produce? Because produce means you put money into something and you did it on your own, but you're on crowdfunding. You've just confused me.
Right.
Yeah.
You've just confused me. Well, then why are you on crowdfunding if you're a producer? That could be a little problematic. Here's Moby Dick. He's back. It's issue number 4. This guy's a real dick.
Hey, Kickstarter. Let's do this again. We're on our 4th voyage now. The response to what began as a humble webcomic was pretty overwhelming, I am not going to lie. We never expected the level of enthusiasm that we saw. Because of you guys, we printed 3 issues in this twisted tale, and now we're ready to do it again. If you're new to this series, Moby Dick Back from the Deep tells the story of the white whale returning in modern times, now as a zombified beast causing chaos and devastation wherever it goes. It's told through the eyes of Catherine Barlow, a resident of White Sands Beach and the daughter of the town mayor. Thanks to the whale, she's seen chaos, death, and loss. Of course, it's not a Moby Dick story without Captain Ahab, which brings us to this issue. In this chapter, Catherine sets sail with Ahab and his undead crew aboard the Pequod, a ghost ship that appeared shortly after Moby Dick did. Once again, our story is brought to life by the spectacular, haunting artwork of Joe Billising, the mastermind behind Brave New Garage Studio. Expect sea monsters, terror, and, if I may be so bold, a little bit of heart. So check us out. We'd love to welcome you aboard. And I'll leave you with these closing words of wisdom from Ahab himself.
Now, here's an interesting fact that the audience didn't know. Not only did no one pause, but Chuck has actually watched all 4 videos. He's one of the rare people who's been on this show to watch all 4. And during the 3rd campaign, made fun of him for his hairstyle.
I was thinking it the whole time.
Yeah. So I want to know, did his hair, was his hair better for you? Did he nail the hair this time around?
It's not his hairstyle. It's that it always looks like he went swimming right before he did the fucking video. And it was the same with this one. It's funny and I like it and I'm good with it. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, dude had another shower. Good for him. Congrats. That's I guess, I mean, you don't have to be clean for a video, but good for you.
Oh, that's funny.
He's been in water. Moby Dick, come on, man. We talk about this every...
Where does he live? Maybe he's just really sweaty.
Florida's hot right now, I'm telling you. What'd you think? You guys didn't tap out, so what'd you think?
That's a cool project, man. I would definitely back that, you know? I like the idea, and I respect that he appreciates the, you know, that he's making issue 4, and that's because of the crowdfunding community. Like, you can tell that he has an immense gratitude, and like, you grab my heart and I'll back your project, even just for the, you know, the $5 for the digital. You know, I'll do it if I think your heart's in the right place. So he seems like a solid dude. Yeah, maybe cut down on the gel.
All right.
Everybody's a critic.
Here we go. Let's talk about this Apex thing. No.
Oh no.
We already did that. That guy sucks.
Here in the show. For those of us
joining, his opinions are trash.
Yeah.
Pause.
For those joining us late, go back to the beginning of the video. Wow. A long time ago when they were all nicer. It's always funny, backer pause. People start getting really real towards the end of the show. Like, this shit, didn't I just tell someone not to play this shit?
We should take a Snickers break partway through, because I think by the end, like, we start to get a little hangry. It's like, man, I want something to eat. This motherfucker won't stop talking. Why did that guy have to shower? Like, you know, you bitch about everything towards the end.
So I feel bad when we get to the end of the program. Kyle, this is nothing personal. They've just been going for an hour and 17 minutes yet. Good luck to you, brother. Here we go.
The teen space adventure, Sophia Saturn, concludes its first story arc with the final chapters of the 5-issue miniseries. Sophia is a high school senior ready to start her adult life, until she and her friends get sucked through a cosmic wormhole and into the middle of an intergalactic war. After the surprising cliffhanger of issue number 3, Sophia is back to wrap up her first story arc and decide where this journey will take her. With this campaign, we are trying to bring issues number 4 and number 5 of the 5-issue miniseries to print. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity to get these limited edition comic books. This cosmic tale is written by KJ Kaminsky with dynamic artwork by Ben Herrera and brilliant colors by Ross A. Campbell. The team comes together to create a fun, all-ages comic series with an animated style and tone. Issue number 1 features variant covers by industry veterans Drew E. Johnson and David Williams, as well as the limited exclusive black and white covers that show off the art.
Here to be.
I dug it all the way, but I feel like the hooks were already in. You know, if I want to look at the various different things, those should be part of the campaign. I can flick down and take a look. The video is supposed to get my attention so that I start scrolling, I think. So, but with that said, like up until that point, they crushed it. They just went on a little long.
And actually, KJ is here. He said hello. I'm here.
Hey, buddy.
I liked it. I mean, I don't mind if they get me hooked. I'll be honest. If it's a good video, I'll stay for the end a little bit more and hear about the rewards because it might save me time. Because sometimes some of these guys out there with these reward packages are ridiculous. Some of them you need like a college like mathematical degree to really get it by the time you're done.
My issue was that this is for issues 1 through 5, right? And he's like, so the stuff from issue 1 is this, and I was like, and then what? You're gonna tell us what the issue 2 special things are? The issue 3? No, I'm not going through all that. Nope, I'm out. So that's what it was to me. If that didn't happen, I apologize. But that's what it felt like it was going.
I think, well, I mean, the limited edition, I don't think it would have gotten all the way to that, but there might be some cool stuff. It's a collector's thing, definitely, towards the end of it. But I do think that he got good hooks in the beginning. I think he got the hooks in at a good point. By minute 6, I think most of us would have looked into this more. We would have shut the video off, and I'll be backing this, so this will be on my backers list. So,
like that's the kind of stuff that you can add to like your other promo, right? So you don't need to include that in the video. That's just my personal feeling. Is like you're going to spend the rest of this campaign telling everybody about all the cool shit in there. You don't want to blow your load by the end of the video.
That makes sense, but beyond that, good video. Well done, KJ. You basically got through your pitch without a pause. It was when you went a little too infomercial, people just didn't want to sit through it. All right, here we go. This is Wolf's Bane. This is on Indiegogo, so you guys are on live when you're watching it. So just say pause. Here we go.
Let's just talk shit over it, Chuck. That was it?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. 1 point. There was some art in there that wasn't colored. My immediate reaction was like, why is that in there? Now it could be for good reasons. But if your art's not colored, I would think you should like if you're doing a color comic, let me be clear. And your art isn't colored, then it looks kind of rookie, but it still looks great.
Oh, I finally got what Trish was doing. Trish was doing boom, boom, boom for that Mars video.
Right.
It just came over at the wrong time. And she says, keep watching. It's worth it for the boom. All right. Yeah, I thought it was a good video, but it didn't tell me enough. This was a teaser, and I don't particularly like teasers. I want to see a creator. I do. I wanted to connect with the creator. I want to, especially on an issue 1, and I don't know you. I'd like to know you a little bit. How
a girl, a boy, and a wolf, like
and a point of progress. The guy is called the detective, and the girl is called the girl. Does she do anything except be a girl?
That'd be really cool. I'm making a character that's just a girl. The whole like a Naked Gun moment where it's just. And now for the girl. Okay? Back to the story.
It's just like 2 frames of her, and then she's gone.
And she's just doing like brushing her hair, like every stereotype for a girl. Putting on makeup, like just how long will that character go before people lose their
holding
mind?
Clothes up in front of a mirror.
Yep. Taking the selfies. That's all she'll do the whole time. And the hate mail will pour in.
I can hear it now.
How dare you? All right,
coming soon to Indiegogo.
Well, these are all the things that are in demand on Indiegogo, even though they won't pay me. They pay other people, apparently. So this is forbidden. This is the preview edition, which is now available in demand. Russ Leach he is killing it in demand. I think he made more in demand than he did during the actual campaign. Super, super awesome job. He's a great creator. Someone definitely to watch out for. He's going to be changing the industry in his own way. These figures, every time Jack says them, he points to me, he goes, I want. And I look at him and I go, I want too. You buy me ones and I'll buy you ones, kid. Get these figures now and on demand. Seasons are changing. He's almost about to launch his next campaign. I mean, we're almost here. So back it now or wait for the next Kickstarter. And of course, my man Rob's got the best name in the world. He's got Nightwolf, Volume 1, Urban Fantasy Werewolves. So thank you all for being on here. Coming soon, we're going to have the 13th Labor. And if you want to be covered, send us an email to the Comics Newswire at yahoo.com. That's Comics, C-O-M-I-X. And we'll have you on one of our shows. And that's it. This is I am the announcer voice, dude. This is me. But now it's time to talk about our fantastic guests. Tell everyone where they can find you guys.
My name is Ben. You can find me on Facebook under Ben Cook. I'm on Instagram at ZAHRAHTHUSTRAH, Zarathustra. I'm posting stuff on Apex all the time. Also, you can check out my band. The music is in the Apex Kickstarter video and also in the Belial 2 Kickstarter video. The band's called Pioneer Anomaly. We're making new music. We're on Facebook. We're also on Instagram at Pioneer Anomaly Band. That's about it for me.
What's up, guys? Chuck Pino, writer, editor, and all around not terrible dude, though he does get a little bitchy in these things, doesn't he? You can find me on Facebook, Chuck Pineau. You can find me on Instagram, the same name. You can find me on Twitter at Chucky Pin, and of course, you can find my Chuck's Raw Reviews and my weekly TV show, Chuck's Shop Talk, on YouTube at Chuck's Raw Reviews.
All right. Thank you both. You did a great job judging. I'm sure that I'll get some hate mail, which always makes my life more interesting. I have to put something in the circular filing cabinet, don't I? All right. So that's it, guys. Thank you all for being part of it. Remember what $1 can do. The power of a single dollar. One single dollar can help make dreams come true. Every dollar is a declaration of support and belief. It helps the creators and the teams behind the book. Just $1 helps create new worlds and keep